Hi everybody and welcome back. It's Alison from didyouteachonline.com and welcome to today's video. Sorry I haven't done one for a couple of weeks. As you can hear, I've been poorly. I've had a banging sore throat and not been feeling too great. Anyway, let's move on from what I predicted was going to happen over a month ago, and my oh my, did I receive so much hate from those fading, or should I now say faded, ESL recruiters. So as I said over a month ago, China was going to ban online tutoring. Now they definitely have banned the online tutoring. If you are an ESL teacher right now, you would have probably received a letter, an email or something, ding talk, what have you, from your company saying that, due to government changes, blah, 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 blah. Basically, the ESL factory in China is no more. So I did predict this quite a while ago. In fact, I probably predicted this about a year and a half before this happened, when China were making all of their changes, saying you had to have a degree. And I got called crazy, a Karen, or the rest of it. However, I've never been one just to follow somebody because they were in a ESL recruiter hat, and I went off and I did my own thing. Now I have a really successful online ESL company of my own, which I am so pleased I did. That is in addition to my others. However, today what I want to do is help you make the right choices now that you are probably in the situation where you have no job, no income, no bookings. And if you are listening to what is happening right now on social media channels, I'm just going to tell you not to do the thing that so many people are doing in panic. So the first thing I'm hearing people with absolutely no experience in business or anything else other than just recruiting for Chinese companies say is, don't worry, don't panic, go and work for another ESL company outside of China. I think you need to realise they're only asking you to do that because then they can still make money out of you by getting a referral fee from that company instead of the one that they've just got basically fired from because there are no jobs there anymore. But you need to think about two things. One, why are you in this situation? Because you've been listening to the wrong people. You've been listening to people who've been making their money off your back by referring you to another company, referring you to another company, referring you to another company. Those people, so Teach with Tess, I think she said she'd made 30,000 in 1 month of recruiting, and offline teacher Tim, what have you, 50,000 apparently 1 month in recruiting. They're fine. They've made their thousands out of recruiting, whilst you were getting paid 10 and 15 bucks an hour. If you're going to carry on listening to people like that, they are just going to carry on making more money out of you, and you are still going to be in the same situation that you are in now. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is that you need to realise that perhaps you need to not be quite so, I don't want to say lazy, but expect your life to be spoon-fed to you. If you want to make money, you have to take an ownership of responsibility and be proactive. Now, we all know working for an ESL company is pretty easy because you just sit there. They give you poor lesson plans. They expect you to run around and look like a clown, and they'll pay you a little bit of money. If that's the kind of life you want, then fine. If you can survive on that, then that's fine. But if you don't, think about freelancing for yourself. Now, this brings me on to the second bit of bad advice I've been hearing everywhere, and I'm going to tell you now why it's so bad. The next golden piece of advice that all of these people that have no idea about running a business are giving is, don't worry, you can freelance in China. I know, I'll get one of my Chinese friends who's just written a course about how you can use WeChat to charge you how to use WeChat. First of all, don't pay anybody to show you how to use WeChat. It's really simple, and if you want a video on how to get yourself verified on WeChat, let me know in the comments. I've been verified for about 3 years. It cost me nothing. I asked nobody. The second thing is, if you are going to try and infiltrate China after the Chinese government have said no foreign teachers can teach online to private tutoring companies, and you ignore that advice and you just go against it and try and market yourself through WeChat, this is what's going to happen. First of all, you're going to find your account blocked. Secondly, you're going to find it completely shut down. And actually, thirdly, you'll never get a WeChat account again. Now, WeChat in China is one of the most monitored social media platforms, if they want to call it that, over there. One of the reasons for that is because they have WePay. You can do everything through WeChat. Because there are so many Chinese people using it for payments, and when they're giving out their lucky money and all the rest of it, I don't know how many trillions it was it was trillions. There were trillions of financial transactions happening, yeah? So because of that, WeChat is really closely monitored. Now, you, as a foreign teacher or a foreign person using WeChat, you're going to be even more closely monitored. The Chinese government have said they don't want foreign teachers teaching on private tutoring platforms. So don't. You can't do it. That's all there is to it. You can try thinking you're clever, finding a way around that, but you're just going to find yourself banged to rights, and you're just going to find yourself back here right now, the same situation you're in now, in a few months' time, if you even make it that far. Now, this third point should be really pretty obvious, but you would be surprised. I've been amusing myself recently because I've not been very well, probably scrolling way too much on social media and YouTube because I did have a killer fever for a good 5 days. So after that, I was just, can't do anything else. So I'm just going to lay around and scroll. I mean, it's not something I normally do, so I thought, yeah, let's go for it. And the amount of comments I saw, like, oh my gosh, all my hours have suddenly gone. I've got no bookings. I was sacked overnight from 51 Talk, VIP Kid. What were the other ones? Wells. We all know Wells is well and truly out. And Magic Ears. Oh, and Education Fest. Those are 5 I see repeatedly coming up that people have just been literally sacked overnight because of the Chinese government ban. So then these like recruiter ESL YouTubers that just come onto YouTube and try and be an authority in something like starting an online educational business are like trying to give out advice about becoming a freelance teacher or a teacherpreneur, when actually for the last X amount of years, all they have ever done is earn their dependable income from commission fees on recruiting poorly paid teachers like yourself to go and work for a Chinese company. So the element here is dependable, okay? Dependable. So for me, dependable income is where does that main chunk of money come from that pays for my things I really depend on in life. My mortgage, my car, my food, the things my kids need, the things I really cannot go without and really must have. Those are my dependable things. I depend on them, my family depends on them, and therefore I have what I call dependable income. So that's, mainly comes from my teaching, and then I have passive income from courses, books, what have you. So don't listen or don't take real advice. If you're going to think about a real decision, then take it from someone that has done what they're saying, not someone that's just trying to pivot in the situation, okay? Now, I've actually created a really cool masterclass called the Pivot to Profit Masterclass. And as you all know, I'm actually still doing the same things I was doing 8 years, 9 years, nearly 10 years ago now, freelance teaching, and I do lots of other things as well. But my main income, my main dependable income comes from my freelancing businesses. And from that, I coined the term teacherpreneur, because I can now step back from my businesses as I have done the last couple of weeks, and they're just running pretty much without me. that is really, I think that's something that you can think, wow, that would be really cool. I would really like to do that. The second business that I created at the height of the pandemic. So this is when ESL teachers were having to re-sign contracts for a lower rate of pay because all these Chinese ESL companies were saying that because of the pandemic, blah, 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 blah. Therefore, if you want to keep your job, you have to accept a lower rate of pay. Well, I like a challenge, so I went out into the well-saturated marketplace and I created a company which is now a massive brand, and I earn quite a lot of money from it, and I also earn from Facebook monetization as well. Now, I first ran this masterclass about 3 months after I realised a lot of ESL teachers were really struggling at the start of the pandemic, so nearly 2 years ago. So I thought I would just pop it out and bring it out again now, and help people if they are genuinely interested. Now, I'm going to tell you now, this masterclass is not how you can go and work for an ESL company. That is not what I do. That is not what you're going to learn. You're going to be learning how you can actually take your skills and your knowledge as a teacher, and you can use those to create a serious online business. This doesn't have to be teaching. It doesn't even have to be teaching one-to-one. In fact, I don't teach. I think I teach one person one-to-one. He's a prince. That's the only person I teach one-to-one. I teach small groups, but I only teach about three groups once a week. That's all I do. And I have lots of other things built into my business because that's the type of business that I wanted. But it's all based around me, my skills, my knowledge, and my teaching. It's what's made me unique, it's what's made my business unique, I should say, and it's what's separated me from the masses. And I'm going to give you a little tip here. For one of my language schools, at one time, I went into an ESL group and I actually tried to recruit some ESL teachers for my group incognito. So I set up a different Facebook page. I went in as an admin of the page and I tried to recruit some ESL teachers. Now, my oh my, not all of them, but a good fair chunk of them arrived either in a red polo shirt or a blue polo shirt. They all had a plastic smile pinned to their face all the time and and they seem to forget that they're actually a full-grown adult, and this was working for quite a prestigious company that I have teaching modern foreign languages. They seem to have lost all of their attributes and talents and specialisms that make them the expert as a language teacher, and they seem to have put that all on pause and taken the role of some kind of semi-animated, spaced-out clown. It was really weird. So I'm going to help you, if that is you, actually re-find yourself as well and focus on what you're good at. And the things that you're not good at, whether that's finding clients, building lead pages, creating online courses, creating videos, creating content for your social media, all of that stuff. If you don't know how to do it, or you've been doing it and you've been failing, as in you're not getting anywhere with it, and you still don't have lots of paying customers, you still don't have enough money in your bank, that is where I help you. I'm also going to be mentoring people. So this is where I crawl literally inside your business virtually, of course. I flip my screen, you flip yours, and I really help you out. Now, I can say that I can do this because I have been doing this for a long time, and I keep my businesses pretty incognito. And the reason for that is the minute you say something, it seems at the moment in the ESL world, that somebody doesn't agree with online, it's like they've lost all ability to discuss something in a professional manner. I get called names, I get trolled, and I even get sent horrible emails and messages. Tim Gascoigne, if you're watching. So it's not really very nice, which is why my businesses have brand accounts, they have different names, and unless you're pretty clever, you probably won't know what they are. So there you go. If you're inside any of my paid programs, you will know what my businesses are because I show you. And the reason why I show the people that invest in themselves by taking my programs is because I'm showing them this is my business, this is what I do, this is how I do it, these are the results. Let's take what you want to do and apply the same principles, but we're going to make it unique to you and your business. That is the difference between someone that really does know what they're talking about and somebody that is just after you for a commission fee. I hope that really helps. My heart really does go out to everybody. I've had quite a few comments, and I've been reading through the comments going, oh, is she smirking, she's smiling. I don't even know who Anne Cook is, but that's just me. I'm a naturally happy person. I'm not going to come on and frown. I'm certainly not going to come on here and cry because of your situation. But at the end of the day, if you've been working for an ESL company, you must realise that at some point you kind of took the easy road. At some point you never thought, I'm going to give them like 70% and keep 30 for me, or give them 30 and keep 70 for me. You didn't reinvest in yourself. You didn't keep up with training. You didn't start any kind of freelancing business on the side. You didn't learn any marketing or digital skills. You didn't make the choice to do any of these things, which is why you are now where you are. But it doesn't mean that you can't learn them, and it doesn't mean that it's like a lost cause. But what it does mean is that you need to be a bit more assertive and that you need to put yourself first. So in my world, cash is king. I have to provide for my family. So I have to make decisions that are going to put money in my bank on my table. I am not going to be, looking for a situation where I can live on a bowl of rice as I backpack around Thailand, living on $2 a day. I don't have that kind of a lifestyle. So I've created businesses that fit my needs and give me what I really, really need and what my family needs. So if that sounds like you and you really want a real road out of the rat race, because this has become, it's not even a rat race actually, it's become it's become a factory. ESL companies have become like tutor factories where you are just a cog in a machine, you are paid a low rate of pay, and you're just doing the same as everybody else. You're even told how to teach, brain and mouth not working there. Anyway, I'm going to leave a little link down below. I'd love to see you on the masterclass. The masterclass is completely free. It's a private Zoom call, so it's not streamed on here or anything like that. And it's where you can really start investigating and discovering more about some real options. Have a great day. Goodbye.